All right, you know what time it is. Live from the Bare Muscle Garage, it's time for the season premiere of Thunder Thursday with Fit Crew. What do we got in store for you today? Let's go ahead and share this on screen. So for today's Thunder Thursday workout, we've got a nice 5-rounder for you here. We're going to be doing 5 rounds of 10 dumbbell deadlifts, 10 dumbbell hang power cleans, and 10 dumbbell front rack lunges. And we may be looking at this thinking, hey, some of these moves kind of intimidate me, or this weight looks kind of crazy. Don't worry, guys. As always, we're going to warm up really well. And we're going to go through all the options that will allow you to do this workout or your version of it right where you are, using what you have and doing what you can. But let's go ahead and start this general warm-up. Here we go, guys. Let's get some arm circles going back, arm circles back. And as you know, my name is Coach Chris. I am a level 3 CrossFit trainer, which means I've logged thousands of hours over many years, helping many people just like you live their best life through health and fitness. Let's switch to arm circles forward. And let's get to know our Fit Crew a little bit better. How long have you been doing this program, and how has it helped you? Let's move on to arms across the chest, hug yourself, love yourself, and let's hear first from Reb. Go ahead, Reb, say your name, where you're from. How long have you been doing this program, and how has it helped you?
Hi, I'm Reb in Chicago. I've been doing this since May of 2020. And of course, I've gotten more physically fit, but my favorite benefit is that my mental health has improved and I just feel better emotionally and in everything that I do.
Awesome, and so glad that it's helping you in the full picture. So thank you so much, Reb. Let's go ahead and move on to the wrist wave here. And while we're doing the wrist wave, let's hear from Betty Boop. Go ahead, say your name, where you're from. How long have you been doing this program, and how has it helped you?
Hi, I'm Maggie from South Florida. I've been doing this since November 2024, and it's helped me in a lot of ways. It reversed my osteoporosis, which was a big improvement. I can squat now. I couldn't squat before, and that's really helped me in my day-to-day activities. And so I'm very appreciative of this program. It's helped me in other ways, but I don't want to go on.
Oh man, even what you said is so inspiring. Very important health milestones that you've reached. So thank you so much for your dedication and consistency and for sharing those results. Let's move on to some high knees. High knees into chest, or if it works better, we could do some high elbows like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Twin One. Go ahead, say your name, where you're from. How long have you been doing this program, and how has it helped you?
Hi, I'm Denise. I'm in New York. I've been doing this program since April 2020. And it's helped me to become a healthier person. You don't realize sometimes how unhealthy you get. And then when I got into this program, it sort of helped me get my life together and my health life together. So it helped me do that. And then therefore I was able to become a better wife and mother so that I could take care of my family as well.
Those are some powerful words. So glad that this program has helped you in so many different ways and that your family is benefiting from it. Let's go ahead and move on to some calf raises. Up on the toe, back on the heel, up on the toe, back on the heel. Or if it works better, we can do some wrist extensions like this. While we're doing this, let's hear from Mighty Mouse. Go ahead, say your name, where you're from. How long have you been doing this program, and how has it helped you?
Hi, my name's Venicia. I'm from Georgia. I've been doing this program since April of 2020. I've seen a big improvement in my life overall. It helped me with so many things, to breathe better, to get off some medications, and to now it helped me to even work on getting the strength to walk. I'm still in the progress of doing it. But if it wasn't for this program, I wouldn't even got to that point. So to even this program is very awesome, and it still helped me in a lot of ways.
And you are helping us in so many ways as well. Thank you for allowing us to accompany you on your journey and for sharing your awesome results. Let's move on to some jumping jacks, or we could do some stepping jacks if we want low impact. And so some of you who have been doing this program for a while may be wondering, hey, I've been getting some great results. How do I support this? How do I keep this going? The best way is always going to be stay consistent, follow the program, share your results with others. They will ask, hey, what's going on in your life? What are you doing? And they'll want to join as well. Another very important way that many have chosen to support is by getting on track. And when you get on track, you get access to the full program, 6 workouts a week, team building events that bring us closer to the Fit Crew community. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, please click that link that's in this video, or feel free to message me directly for details. Let's go ahead and take a break from this warm-up, guys, and we're going to move on to the activation phase, which is where we're going to do a couple different movements here that are going to help us to get specifically ready for today's workout. The first thing we're going to do is some dead bugs. And let's go ahead and have Twin 1 demonstrate 2 dead bugs for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the dead bugs are going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 dead bugs together. So a couple things to keep in mind. On the dead bug, we are laying on our back and we've got those arms up and knees up, and we are lowering opposite arm, opposite leg. And this definitely takes a lot of brain juice to concentrate while keeping the other arm and leg stationary. But with a lot of practice, we can definitely get this done. And so good job here on these dead bugs. Next, we're going to do some single leg glute bridge. Let's have Reb demonstrate 2 reps on the same leg for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then we're going to do some single arm reverse flies like this. So let's go ahead and let's do 10 total reps together, 5 on each side. Now, it could be that doing the single leg version of this glute bridge is a bit too taxing for us, in which case we could do the double leg version. And let's go ahead and have Reb demonstrate a couple reps there where we're going to pull both feet in, squeeze those glutes, and we want to think fast up, hold the top, slow on the way back down. But if we're doing the single leg version as prescribed, then we're having the one foot pulled in as close as we can to that hip, and we're going to squeeze the glutes and get higher and higher each time. So good job here on these single leg glute bridges. Next, we're going to do some stepping mountain climbers. Let's go ahead and have Twin 1 demonstrate 2 reps of the stepping mountain climber. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then the stepping mountain climber is actually going to be alternating forward arm raises like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the stepping mountain climber together. Now, it could be that doing this off the ground is a bit of a challenge, in which case we could do this off of an inclined surface, just like we see Betty Boop doing here. We could do this off of a counter, or we could do it off a sofa, and we're going to do some knees to elbow. We're going to get those feet nice and back. We're in an inclined plank position, getting the knees to the elbow. But if we're doing this off the ground as prescribed, we're taking a big step forward, slightly to the side, outside the hands at the front, keeping those hips down, keeping a nice plank position. And so good job here on these stepping mountain climbers. Next, we're going to do the dynamic calf stretch. It's going to have twin one demonstrate 2 reps of that calf stretch for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, we're actually going to do some dynamic elbows like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the dynamic calf stretch on each side. Now, it could be that doing this off the ground is a bit of a challenge, in which case we could also do this off of an inclined surface. Let's have twin one demonstrate off the sofa there. It could be off a counter, it could be off a sofa, it could be off a dresser, but we're going to be in an inclined plank position, and we're going to bend one knee and pull that back heel into the ground, getting that nice calf and ankle stretch. But if we're doing this off the ground as prescribed, then we are piking that hip up. We are bending the one knee, pulling that back heel into the ground, holding that for about 2 seconds before switching sides. And so good job here on this dynamic calf. Next, we're going to do some good mornings. Let's go ahead and have Reb demonstrate 2 reps of the good morning. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then those good mornings are going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the good mornings together. So a couple things to keep in mind. We are folding those arms across the chest, and we are sending those hips back, slightly bending the knees until we get that chest to just about parallel. And then we're going to squeeze the glutes until we get to a fully standing position with those shoulders back at the top. And we want to go nice and slow through this. The slower, the better, so we can really fire up the glutes and the hamstrings, getting this posterior chain ready for action. So good job on the good mornings. And finally, in the activation phase here, we're going to do some lunges. Let's go ahead and have twin one demonstrate 2 lunges for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the lunges are going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the lunges together. Now, it could be that getting that knee all the way to the ground is a bit of a challenge for us. In which case, we could do some step-ups. And let's have twin one demonstrate a couple reps of the step-ups here. We can grab a footstool or some other sturdy surface that we feel comfortable stepping up onto. And we're going to get both feet up, both feet down. And also, it could be that some people prefer the reverse lunge. Let's have twin one demonstrate a couple reps here, where we take a big step back and slightly to the side for stability until that back knee touches the ground. But if we're doing the forward lunge as prescribed, we're taking a big step forward, slightly to the side for stability. And notice the knee protection there. Let's make sure that we either have some knee protection on us that we're wearing, or that we're doing this on a surface that softens the impact with the knee on the ground. And so good job here on these lunges. Well, that is it for the activation phase. Now we're going to move on to the movement prep, which is where we're going to practice specifically the 3 moves that we're going to do in today's workout. The first move is dumbbell deadlifts. So what I'd like you to do is let's grab a nice light pair of dumbbells, if we have them. And by light, I mean 10 pounds or less, 4 kilos or less. If we don't have a light pair of dumbbells, then anything else light will do. It could be a pair of shoes. It could be a pair of pillows. It could be a couple teddy bears. Whatever the case, we want to warm up super light before we go heavy, if at all. So with these light dumbbells in hand, let's go ahead and have Twin One demonstrate 2 reps of the dumbbell deadlift for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the dumbbell deadlifts are going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the dumbbell deadlift together. So a couple things to keep in mind. At the start of the deadlift, those dumbbells are going to be touching the ground, at least one head of each dumbbell on the ground. The feet are going to be close together underneath the hips. We're going to have those hips super low and the chest up, shoulders back. We're looking straight ahead. And then we're going to take a deep breath in, bracing that core, driving the ground away until we get to a fully standing position with the shoulders back at the top. And then on the way back down, before we start the next rep, we want to keep that core nice and tight as well. And so deep breath in at the bottom, bracing that core, and then we're going to breathe again at the top, bracing on the way back down. And so good job here on these deadlifts. The second move that we're doing in today's workout is hang power cleans. And let's go ahead and have Twin One demonstrate 2 reps of the hang power clean for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the hang power clean is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the hang power clean together. So a couple things to keep in mind. At the start of the hang power clean, we're going to have those dumbbells at our side at about knee level. We're going to bend those hips back, but keeping the chest up, shoulders back. And then we're going to jump those dumbbells up to the shoulder. And notice when we bring it down, we're keeping it in line with the body. We're not letting those dumbbells get behind us at the bottom. So we're not doing some reverse hammer curls or anything like that. We're jumping it up and then lowering it down, keeping those dumbbells in line with the side of the body. And if this is a lot of jumping and landing, we can do some muscle cleans instead. Let's have Twin One demonstrate a couple reps of the muscle clean here. So same motion without the jump and the land. We're still bending those hips, but then squeezing those glutes and muscling that to the shoulders without the jump and the land. And so good job here on these hang power cleans. The third move that we're doing in today's workout is the front rack lunges. And let's go ahead and have Reb demonstrate 2 reps of the front rack lunge for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the front rack lunge is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the front rack lunge together. Now, it could be that the lunge was a challenging movement for us in the warm-up, even without weight. And if we were modifying to do either step-ups or some other level of assistance, let's not add any weight. Let's just work on the lunge, getting the knee to the ground to the best of our ability. Even without the weight, we're still going to get a good workout in. But if we are doing this as prescribed, Then we've got those dumbbells resting on the shoulders. We're taking a big step forward, slightly to the side for stability until the knee touches the ground, driving through the heel until we get all the way back up to a fully standing position. And reminder, it could be that we decide to do the reverse lunge, which will be acceptable for today. And that would be just a big step back, getting that knee to the ground as well. So good job here on these front rack lunges. Well, now it's ramp up time. If you've been doing this program long enough to start earning badges and you'd like to start adding some weight to do either the scaled, intermediate, or RX weight, then let's start to gradually add some weight, doing about 6 practice reps at a time of each of these 3 movements, the deadlift, the hang power clean, and the front rack lunges. Adding a little bit of weight each time until we get to the weight that we want to use for our division. Let's not rush this. We've got plenty of time for you to do at least 3 to 4 practice sets, building in weight each time. But if we have not been earning badges, or we're just getting back into this after a long time off, then please, let's not add any weight. That super light weight that we were just using in the warm-up is going to be more than enough for us today. Seriously. It's very important that we have the right form and consistency with all our habits, as evidenced by earning those badges, before we've earned the right to add or reintroduce intensity, such as by adding weight or going fast. And whether we're adding weight or not, let's pay close attention to the following checklist. Number 1, please make sure your device is fully charged or plugged in so we can get through this whole workout without losing you. Number 2, let's grab some water. Let's take a sip. Let's make sure we got our water nearby so we can take a sip as needed all throughout the workout. Number 3, I'm going to give everyone a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. And that way you can decide to synchronize your timer with mine if you decide to use one. Number 4, music. Super important. This is not a long one, but that doesn't mean that we don't bring the intensity. Our playlist is going to make a big difference in the intensity that we bring to our effort here. It's science. So, what is on your playlist? I can guarantee your taste in music is better than mine. You can blast your music as loud as you want, as long as you can still hear me helping you throughout the workout. And lastly, how are we keeping track of these rounds? This is a 5-round workout today. It's easy to lose track of where we are, who we are, what we're doing. Am I on round 3 or 4, or where am I at? Let's have some type of system in place to help us to keep track of where we are without getting lost. Something that helps with that is having the workout written down close by, perhaps even with a scorecard. And for us to see what we mean, let's go ahead and look at Mighty Mouse winning the Teacher's Pet Award today with the workout written down, the scorecard written down, and we've got Betty Boop as well with the Whiteboard Art Award, and we've got Reb, who's ready with the trusty notepad. And then, of course, we've got Twin One. Let's go ahead and take a teacher's pet picture just to show how prepared you are. Teacher's pet picture in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I'm going to bring the workout back on screen one more time here, and then we'll get going. So in just about a minute, we're going to start this timer. And we're about to do this Thunder Thursday workout, which is 5 rounds of 10 dumbbell deadlifts, 10 dumbbell hang power cleans, and 10 front rack lunges. Reminder, we are not adding weight to these movements unless we've been earning badges. And even then, if our circumstances require us to modify that lunge if we're doing step ups or doing some type of assisted lunge, let's not add weight to that movement. Let's keep working on our capacity there until we can do unassisted lunges, at which point we might be able to add some weight as appropriate. But then some strategy and pacing tips. On these deadlifts, you may decide to take a rest after your 9th rep there, shake your grip off, finish that last deadlift, lock that out before going to do on your 10 hang power cleans and your 10 lunges. And let's try and hold on to the dumbbell for at least those parts of the workout there without putting it down. So your score is going to be the time it takes you to get through these 5 rounds of 10 dumbbell deadlifts, 10 hang power cleans, and 10 front rack lunges. So if you are good to go, give me a thumbs up over here and we'll get this started. I'm going to get our timer going. And then I'm going to highlight twin 1 to get us started. 5 rounds, 10 dumbbell deadlifts, 10 hang power cleans, 10 front rack lunges. How long is it going to be? Let's find out. Starting in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. And we are off on these dumbbell deadlifts. Tapping the ground, getting to full extension at the top, getting those shoulders back. And we're making sure to brace that core. Staying nice and straight, getting the full range of motion, all the way down, all the way up. And after we finish those deadlifts, or maybe we take a break after the 9th, shake off that grip. And then we're going to move on to the 10 hang power cleans. And so there goes twin 1, jumping that up to the shoulders, getting those dumbbells down in line with the body. So let's make sure we remember we're not swinging them back, swinging them up. We're going up, then down, up, then down. And that is what we are doing here. Using the power of the glutes and the legs to jump that up and flip those elbows. We want to point those elbows forward and up. And so let's not let those elbows get out to the side. Let's point those elbows forward and up in what's called the rack position there. And then after we hit that last clean, we're going to be moving on to these lunges. And so we see twin 1 deciding to use the knee protection to move more freely. We got Reb as well on these front rack lunges. So great work there, Deb. And we got Betty Boop, who's been making lots of progress. Started this program doing only step ups, has been progressively getting more mobility and strength to the point where she's doing some assisted lunges now. And we got Mighty Mouse sweating out these lunges. And just like that, we got twin 1 already on to round 2. Definitely on track to finish within today's target window. And these target windows are the best way to measure our progress through the program and to challenge ourselves appropriately. And how did the target windows work? Well, when we first start out, we're using the flex options in this program, using light weights and modifying the movements. But then as we earn badges and we start adding weight, perhaps we're using the scaled weights and options. And as we finish within the target windows with the scaled weights and options, we can move on to doing some of the intermediate weights and options. And as we're able to finish within the target windows with the intermediate weights and options, we can move on to the RX weights and options. And the journey to RX is different for everyone. It could take weeks, it could take months, it could take years. And then quite honestly, it also depends on the workout. Some workouts play to our strengths more than others. But as long as we are picking options that allow us to finish within the target window, not too much over, not too much under, then we're challenging ourselves appropriately and making progress. So a number of us closing out round 2. I'm going to be moving on to round 3 in a minute here. And let's keep breathing. Let's push through these sets here, staying nice and braced. It's going to get harder and harder. This is going to start taxing our grip, especially with these dumbbells here compared to a barbell. This program features a nice mix of barbell movements and non-barbell movements. We use dumbbells, we use kettlebells. Every once in a while, we won't use any weights. We'll be moving just our body. But all of them help us to build the fitness that's wide and broad and helps us to be ready for whatever life throws our way. Deep into round 3 here, hitting some cleans or some deadlifts, whatever we're doing. Well, let's keep breathing. Let's keep bracing. We are on this here, guys, keeping those dumbbells in line with the body during the cleans, not letting it get behind us. So bringing it down to about knee level, jumping it up to the shoulders. Using the power of the glutes there, hitting that full extension, hitting that jump, hitting that sit, hitting that stand. And we got twin 1 already on the lunges for this 3rd round. Moving nice and steady. Betty Boop as well. Moving some heavy dumbbells there. I'd love to see everyone pushing, challenging themselves appropriately. Getting through these deadlifts, getting through these lunges. A number of us moving into round 4 here. Now this round is what I consider the most important round in a 5-rounder. It's not quite the last one, but we are deep into this. It's easy to lose our way and get distracted. We want to stay in the game mentally. So let's keep our focus. Let's start to put the pedal to the metal a little bit more. Not quite blasting like we're going to do in round 5, but still keeping our foot on the gas. And let's keep staying braced through these deadlifts. Deep breath in, bracing that core, full range of motion. All the way down, all the way up, tapping the ground, locking it out at the top. We are on this, guys, getting through these cleans, getting through these lunges, getting through some more deadlifts. And a number of us closing out round 4. Gonna be moving on to round 5. And so this is where we empty the tank. This is where we dig deep and see what we can do. And we know what to do as we finish. We hit that buzzer, we yell time, we cheer on our family. So let's move, let's go. Reb on these lunges, moving nice and steady. Betty Boop on some cleans, moving those heavy dumbbells. Twin 1 on this last round. Here we go, guys. Doing this thing. Working through these deadlifts. Working through these lunges. Doing what we gotta do. Reb picking up these dumbbells. Starting this last round. Twin One closing out this last round of cleans. Mighty Mouse as well on what looks like the last round of cleans. Always exciting to see this race to the finish. We're mostly competing with ourselves, but it's nice to have some frenemies that we're kind of looking in the lane, seeing where we're at. And we got Twin One lunging to the finish here. Couple more reps to go. Hitting that lunge, big step. And there goes Twin One across the finish line. Mighty Mouse almost there, just a couple reps to go. And there goes Mighty Mouse across the finish line. And we got Betty Boop on some cleans. We got Reb on some cleans. Actually, Reb just starting these lunges. Full range of motion, getting that knee to the ground each time. Let's cheer them on, guys. They are almost there. Couple more reps for Reb. And there goes Reb across the finish line. And here comes Betty Boop. Just a couple more assisted lunges. And there she goes, there she goes. And there goes Betty Boop across the finish line. Man, that is always super exciting to see that nail biter finish. But I'll tell you what, we're not done yet. We're about to move on to the cool down stretch, which is one of the most important parts of the program. This stretch helps us to fight soreness, increase flexibility, so we can come back day after day, staying consistent and committed. So the first stretch we're going to do today is a simple seated forward fold. So we're going to be sitting, legs out in front of us. We're going to reach toward those toes. If we could reach the toes, awesome. Hey, if this is all we got, that's cool. If we could reach past the toes, man, that is amazing. But let's just reach as far forward as we can here. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then we're gonna reach down as far as we can, getting those palms to the ground if possible. And while we're doing this, let's reflect on the workout. Let's do some high-low buffalo. So, high. What is one thing you feel you did well in the workout today? Low. What is something you want to do better the next time it shows up? And buffalo. What is something that surprised you about the workout today? While we're thinking about that, let's switch into the straddle. So we're going to get those legs out to the side, and we are reaching forward as far as we can, like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Reb. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we are reaching back like this with those elbows and pulling as far back as we can. But what is your high-low buffalo, Reb?
My high, I think, is that I stuck with the weights. I really wanted to exchange them for lighter ones, but I got through it. The low were the hang power cleans. I always feel like I need to improve on those. And the buffalo is just, you said this was a sneaky one, and it sure was. It was killer.
It was sneaky, but you know what? You respected it, and you pulled out a great performance. Let's go ahead and switch from the straddle to the butterfly. We got the feet together, knees out, and we are flapping those wings, opening up the hips like this. And while we're here, let's hear from Betty Boop. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we're getting those arms out to the side and pulling as far back as we can like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Betty Boop?
I think the high was the deadlifts. because I was able to use a little bit heavier pounds. The low is the lunges, because I'm still trying to keep my balance, and so I have to hold on to the chair. But my buffalo is that I did all 10 of them from the floor, so yeah, I did it, and I'm a pile of sweat. You're right, it was sneaky.
Awesome work, Betty Boop. And so glad to see that progress as well. That's really what we exemplify in this program, effort over everything. And let's go ahead now and switch to the saddle. So we're going to get in a kneeling position like this. If we could sit back, awesome. Hey, if this is all we got, that's cool. If we could lean back, that's even better. In fact, some of you ladies are super flexy, just like a twin one who is laying all the way on the back over there. And always good to see the super flexiness. But while you're over there, twin one, let's go ahead and hear a high-low buffalo from you. What was your high-low buffalo for today?
So my high were the deadlifts, the low were the lunges, and the buffalo was, man, that was a spicy one. I was trying to get through it quick because I was burning, so I was like, let me get this done fast. So I tried my best.
And that's what we learn after a while. You know, the faster I go, the quicker I'll get done. And as much as it burns, it's that intensity that drives adaptation and results. And so good job there, twin one. Well, that's our WOD, that's our stretch, that's our high-low buffalo. Let's go ahead and hit this Thunder Thursday sweaty selfie, because does this count if we don't take this selfie? Let's flex on the camera here, guys, and let's take this selfie. Sweaty selfie in 3, 2, 1. And crazy face. And let's put the fists in the middle for the cheer. On 3, 2 claps, fit crew. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Fit crew!
Fit crew. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoy this program, then please give this channel a subscribe, a like, and a share. Thank you very much, and see you next time.